putting an end to identity politics.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning in to the Kevin Jackson Show. My name is Brett Segal, the Disgruntled Millennial, subbing in for the great Kevin Jackson. I'm going to be doing Fridays again. I'm back on the air. I took a little hiatus because I was on probation. I was warming the bench for Kevin Jackson because I made a little faux pas. I said a curse word. I said a bleep word, a word that should have been bleeped out, but wasn't bleeped out, and unfortunately, it's only okay when CNN does it. When CNN says bad words on the air, it's okay. When Brett Segal, the Disgruntled Millennial, says bad words on the air, it's not okay for some reason. I guess it's a liberal conservative thing. It's okay for it's okay for liberals to say bad words, but it's not okay for conservatives. If a liberal does it, they're libertine, they're liberated, they say what they want, they think what they want, they're free spirits, free and open minds. But when a conservative does it, oh, he's vulgar. He's being vulgar. Trump is vulgar. He needs to be impeached. He's mentally unstable. Oh, my wonderful liberal friends, you never cease to entertain me. You know, all this talk about bringing people together, all this talk about kumbaya, my lord, you know, all this talk about togetherness and coexistence. Liberals really have a hard time coexisting with conservatives. If you just meet, like you got to get to know someone before you drop the conservative bomb on them. If you're trying to be friends with a liberal, you have to really get to know them before you drop the conservative bot, before you let them know that you're a conservative. They have to like you first. Because that's when the cognitive dissonance comes in, when you say, I'm a conservative, and then they say something like, but you're so nice. But you're so nice, I had no idea. Yeah. Conservatives tend to be really, really nice people. Did you know that conservatives actually give more to charity? Conservatives give more to charity than liberals. Look, in the liberal mindset, the government is supposed to be giving all the charity, and you don't have to actually lift a finger, you know? The taxpayers are the ones giving the charity. So if you just sort of virtue signal and go out there and you say, poor people should have health care, poor people should have food and housing, and old people should have health care, and we need a free education for everyone. It's easy to say that. It's easy to virtue signal like that. It's very, very easy. What's hard is working your butt off and then voluntarily giving your own money away to something. That, to me, is a much nicer thing to do than going around just saying, poor people should have health care. I think poor people should have health care, too. I think poor people should have housing, too. I just have a different way of going about it. I think freedom will always be my go-to. Less freedom, more government bureaucracy, bigger government is what liberals tend to do. And since that basically doesn't work, they have to come to terms with the fact that they support policies that don't actually work. And then once they do that, they will eventually have to come to terms with the fact that that their ideology, that their big government ideology is more important to them than helping the people who they claim to want to help. Otherwise, if that weren't the case, well, then they would actually hear some conservatives out about some policy prescriptions that might actually help people, that might help lift all the boats. The rising tide that lifts all boats. But no, even in this recent tax plan, everybody benefits, including rich people. They're Americans too, right? No. Liberals think that if it helps the rich people, we shouldn't help the rich people. They don't need any help. No, you know what? Maybe they don't need help. You know what they need? They need to be free. They need to be free, just like you need to be free. The jealousy on the left the jealousy on the left is staggering sometimes. It's not okay that everyone do well. Some people have to be doing poorly in order to make the people who are doing, in order to make that meaningful, in order to make it meaningful that poor people have food and that sick people have health care and that young kids have education. In order to make that meaningful, someone else has to be doing poorly. That money has to be taken away by force from someone else. Otherwise, it's not valuable. The liberals aren't giving their money away. I take that back. Some liberals are giving their money away. I saw a video the other day where a bunch of millionaires came out and they were like, well, yeah, of course we need socialism. Socialism is great and all. These millionaires, you know? Of course, it's supposed to show the idea that, well, even the rich people think that we should have wealth redistribution. Even rich people think that. Okay, how about we do this? Let's play a little game here. Let's play a little freedom exercise, okay? You, with freedom, with universal freedom, you are free to give away however much money you want to whatever cause you want to. No one's stopping you. All these rich folks who come out and say, oh, yeah, socialism is just the best thing since sliced bread. I'll tell you what, if you really think so, then you give away your money, but don't take my money. That's mine. I know that's a word that liberals don't like, mine, but it is mine. And if there happens to be a rich guy out there who wants to hoard his money, I mean, I swear, I hear this on CNN all the time. Oh, he's just hoarding his money. The liberals, they make all this money and then they don't spend it because if they have to spend it in order for it to be good for the economy. And since they don't spend it, they're bad people. They're hoarders. They're hoarding their money as if that money belongs to other people. What about the fact that it's mine? Mine, not yours. You don't have a right to it. It doesn't belong to you. You don't get to vote away my property rights. Why do you think you can vote away my property rights? I'm not rich by any stretch, all right? But I want to be rich one day. In the liberal world, why would anyone want to be rich? All it's going to mean is that people are going to come out and say that you got your money through ill-gotten gains, that you had a nefarious business. That's why you made that much. Nobody makes that much money without being evil and mean, without being mean to people. Nobody makes that much money. That's how unimaginative the left is. They honestly think that people can't make an honest dime. They honestly think that anyone who is successful had to take it away from someone else. They had to leave a poor person in the dust in order for that person to get rich. And since that's what they think, of course they don't think that you have a right to your money. Of course they don't think that you have a right to earn money and put it away. And if you want to take it to your grave, that's your prerogative. If you want to take it to your grave, that's your prerogative. But guess what? Liberals don't even want that. They don't want you to take your money to your grave. They want to have death taxes and all sorts of taxes that basically negate your property rights, that negate your right to go out there into the world and be productive. And it's coming to the point where simply believing that, simply openly stating that, it's like a hate crime. It's hate speech to say that I should be able to keep most of my money, that I should be able to keep my money and decide what I want to do with my money and decide what charities I want to give to. No, can we really come together with leftists? Can we really come together with folks? I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind being in a room with leftists, but for some reason, I get people mind being in a room with me. I don't know. Maybe I just stink or maybe I give off some sort of vibe or something, but I have been banished from certain social circles because of my beliefs about politics. I've never banished anyone because of their beliefs on politics. I would rather have a conversation. I would rather hear what you have to say. Even if I don't like what you have to say, I still want to hear it. I still believe in your right to say it. What's that saying? I might disagree with you, but I will fight to the death for your right to speak what it is that you think. Liberals don't believe that anymore. They used to believe that. Liberalism used to be a bastion of free speech, but now it's not. Now it's not. Now people are trying to just shut you up. And in social circles, it's happening all the time. Conservatives are getting basically banned from family reunions, left and right, banned from Christmas, banned from Thanksgiving, divorced. There are articles out there. There are people who are saying, how do you come to terms with being married to a Trump supporter? And of course, the conclusion is divorce the guy. Because how can you be married to a bigot, racist, nasty, sexist, misogynist, homophobe? And for all the talk about togetherness, liberals are really, really laying into the whole divisiveness thing. Now, whatever happened to togetherness? Whatever happened to diversity? You know, diversity has a few different meanings. You know, it's not just diversity of skin color. It's diversity of thought, diversity of opinion. We can disagree and still sit in the same room and be amicable towards each other, can't we? Or have we totally left that behind? It's just rich to me that the folks who are going around singing Kumbaya, my Lord, and chortling about universal togetherness and diversity, these are the same people who will literally just shut you up if you start talking about conservatism. They will shut you up. And I've heard people outright say, look, I can't be friends with Trump supporters. I can't. Here's my perspective. I don't care whether you're black, white, straight, gay, trans, Jew, Christian, whatever. If you respect my freedom, we can be friends. Come be friends with me on Twitter at Shaq General. Definitely check out my Facebook. This is Brett Segal, the Disgruntled Millennial, subbing in for the great Kevin Jackson. We will be right back.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.